Weather turned cold, so we're gonna make some sauerkraut cabbage rolls. Kind of something unique for our family. We use ground pork, you can use ground beef, some sauerkraut, and rice, and some cabbage leaves. So let me show you how to take care of getting the cabbage leaves off and getting them ready to be rolled up. So cabbage rolls start with the cabbage leaf, and it's just the leaves off of the outside of the cabbage. But as you start getting down further, to not tear them, I'm going to show you a little trick how to get them off easier. So first, we're going to go through and we're going to cut this core, and we're going to get the core out, and we're going to take the whole head and put it into a pot very carefully of water that's boiling. And we're simply just going to let that hot water get in there, and you'll see the leaves are starting to turn green, even more so. So let's put these in. They cook down just a little bit so they get nice and soft. That'll make it much easier for it to come off the head of the cabbage, and also for how easy they are to roll. So you can see they're starting to get a little bit of that wilted. It does have that hard core in there, but from the boiling water, we're going to very carefully take off the leaves. Once you have the wilted cabbage leaves, you're going to want to cut out that real stiff core that's right at the edge of the cabbage leaf itself. It'll just help when we're rolling them. We're going to set them to the side, and we're going to make the meat mixture that goes inside of the cabbage roll. I'm using ground pork, rice. You can have it cooked or uncooked on both of them, and also sauerkraut. And that's all there is to it. Sauerkraut has a lot of seasoning in it, has a lot of salt in it, so don't add extra salt. And we're going to mix that all together. And then we're going to put them in the cabbage rolls. So let's start by unfolding one, taking some of it in there, and we're going to fold the edges over and roll it up. And we're going to continue doing that until our leaves are finished and our meat. So we're going to keep making rolls like this, and then we'll put them into a pan and we'll bake them in the oven. My favorite type of sauerkraut is the homemade sauerkraut. You can find that in one of our other videos at the Sharkey's Greenhouses YouTube channel. The cabbage rolls are all set to put into the pan. We're going to place them in a baking dish that can be covered. And you could do this on the stove if you wanted to. I'm going to bake it in the oven. I have the oven preheated at 350 degrees. And remember, whatever dish you use, you're going to want it to be a little bit bigger because these will expand. It has a lot of rice in there. And with that rice, you're going to need moisture because they're going to need something to draw that moisture from. So I'm going to add in some chicken broth to cover about 3/4 the way up the cabbage rolls. And just like that, we're going to bake them in the oven, covered for about an hour. The cabbage rolls are all done. Are you ready to see them? Woo, look at that. Remember, they're really hot, so you're going to want to let them cool just a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and plate them up. And be careful as you're transferring them that you don't break them apart. And I want to show you the inside of them. So I'm going to pair it with some rye bread that's been buttered. Look at those. Let's cut them apart so you can see them. Nice and tender. The meat is cooked all the way through, and you can see the rice and the sauerkraut, and that sauerkraut is going to flavor everything that we have in there. You shouldn't need to salt it anymore, but season to taste as far as black pepper. This was a favorite of mine growing up. My mom made it all the time because we made our own sauerkraut. You can find that recipe and more at the Sharkey's Greenhouses YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. And of course, the full recipe is to follow this video.